it tucked inside my arm.
Which is the power of music, how strong it affects our brain and body, which impact it has on our emotions. Hello, my name is Malgorzata Burkiewicz. Warm welcome on my channel. I am the mother of two small boys and online business owner. Today I have very big honor to host an amazing musician, Anat Hector-Brown. Uh, Also, she is an online business owner. So, Anna, where are you from? Where do you live?
Well, right now I live in the Dominican Republic, and I've been here for 8 years, and it's time to go home. So I'm moving back to Canada, and I'm originally from Vancouver, but I'm not moving back to Vancouver right now. Right now, I'm moving to another part of Canada in Ontario. I've never even visited Ontario, so it's going to be all new for me. But it's a nice little area that is very compact and has everything I need. So I'll be pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I'm sure it's your home.
Yeah, Canada's home. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to going home. Yeah.
I didn't expect that you moved back to home. So the question is, what will you miss from Santo Domingo?
I'm actually in Cabarete, and this is the North Coast. So the North Coast is a little more, it's more real country, like it's the real thing. I'll miss the country aspect of it. Like every morning when I'm making my breakfast, I have cows that randomly they moo while I'm making my breakfast, and I love it. I love it. And the chickens all day long, squawking all over the place.
Nature in full nature.
Yeah, like we're in town, yet still being in town. I have the cows and the chickens and everything. So I'll miss that because where I'm moving is definitely more city-like. I'll miss, the people here. There's some very good people here, and if you break down at the side of the road, people will just come running to help you. Like big hearts. It's really quite
Unique.
beautiful. Yeah, I'll miss the warm.
Yeah, I imagine that.
I'll miss the warm, but at the same time, I am looking forward to having clean feet because here you wear flip-flops all the time, right? So your feet are always exposed and they're always dirty. So I'm actually really looking forward to going to Canada to wear socks and shoes and having clean feet. Crazy. Yeah,
But
you don't realize what, I didn't realize what I had living in Canada. In Canada you always have electricity and you always have running water, and if you're short on food, the government is going to help you, all of these things. Whereas here, there was a point in time I was moving around from house to house and just trying to get a house that had running water, because people would lie and say, oh no, it's fine, it's just getting fixed this weekend, you can move in. Okay. And I move in, no running water for a couple months, move out, go into another place, and the water, I tested the water when I went in to see if I wanted to rent it, and I said, oh, there's no water, I don't want the house. Oh no, it's just because there's no power turned on right now. So as soon as you hook up the power, there'll be water. No water. Finally moved to another place, the third time lucky, got water. I got water. And then, and then I had to move again after that because I had COVID. I got COVID and was very sick, and I needed help to, I couldn't take care of myself. I needed to be helped. So I moved in with my ex, who is, we're separated, but we are the best of friends. And
That's good.
yeah, so
But
we're still living together, and we're still helping each other get to Canada. And when we get to Canada, we'll be living together there as well. So yeah.
that's interesting, nice. But in
I
this
know.
way, we can underline one thing: how precious is water.
Water. I know, right? Like, if you've never lived in a place where water has been a struggle, you don't know what it's like to not have water. If you're always living in a country that always has water, you take it for granted. I took it for granted. I would have these, long showers and, hot showers, nice long hot showers here. Lucky if you get a shower, never mind hot. Just, oh, I have a shower. Okay, great. So you don't realize what you have until you
I
don't
have
have
to
it.
say that I really, really know what does it mean, because I live in Poland, in the countryside, and we were a big family, and that was a lot of difficulties. And we didn't have current water. We have to bring it from neighbor or things like that. And I appreciate that, but also with time, when I started to get it every day without any issue, it comes to change. But now I started back to appreciate it, and I'm doing even cold shower every day. And the truth is that I really like a warm shower, but I realized that was too long and that was too much wasting
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
So that was about, also because I also environmentalist. I really started to look a lot of particulars. So I wanted to, that we was talking about water, to say something about this, underline this important thing, that make people realize how much important it is.
Exactly.
So much.
I had a friend come to visit once, and she's from Vancouver, and we have lots of water in Canada. And she was doing the dishes by running the water, doing the dishes. And I said, no, you can't do that. Like, we will run out of water. What? Totally foreign, right? Like, and so I've gotten used to water conservation here in the Dominican Republic as well,
Mm-hmm.
You don't use as much as you would. And I probably will do the same when I get to Canada, even if there is a lot of water. Environmentally, I'll still conserve.
I hope so, because it seems so much, but we really don't know. Today also, I've been into my in place, and I asked water, and they say, still, fortunately, we have water. So, but that was good, because that was also in certain age lady, and she underlined it's important. So that is, and they came out here, so that is a really big pleasure to say it, and remember people simply that this simple nature which nature give us things, sometimes we just take for granted. Anyway, I would like know more about your music. Which kind of music are you passionate about?
It has changed through the years. As you mature. Myself, I don't know, maybe some people are not the same as this, but myself, I've changed through the years of the different interests of different genres that I'm most passionate about. And over the past few years, the biggest passion I have right now is something called medicine music. And it's a very small, it's a very small niche. Like it's music that would be played by shamans at ceremonies, and music to sing about the environment, sing for Mother Earth and peace, and
Can you
helping.
see my shine in my eyes?
It's beautiful, right? Like it took me to a place that I fell in love, and now all the music that I write expresses that. It expresses everything that I have felt through listening to the music like this. And medicine music is so healing. That's why it's called medicine music. And so this is what I write now. This is the music I write now, is medicine music.
I don't know if I can ask you just some short thing, some short paragraph.
Sure.
If I ask you to sing some short paragraph.
I don't have a guitar with me. Normally I would sing with guitar, but I sold all my instruments so I could get back to Canada. When I get to Canada, I'll buy more instruments, so I'll have to sing without anything. But the most recent song I wrote, I was going through a very difficult time. After COVID, I wound up with severe depression, and I'm sure it has a lot to do with the fact that COVID doesn't only attack organs, it attacks other parts of it attacked my brain. So there were some chemical imbalances going on, plus I was on so many drugs to try and heal. So after I got off all the drugs and started healing, the depression kicked in, and I had this really just a moment of saying to myself that come September, everything's going to be okay. And I didn't really know why it was going to be okay, but I told myself it was going to be okay. And I had to go on antidepressants to try to fight the depression, right? And I happened to go on the antidepressants just at the beginning of September. By the end of September, I started feeling better. And it was amazing that this song came up in August, and it just, I look at this song now going, wow, I feel like I really didn't write it. I always feel like I channel when I write, and I have many more songs like that where I don't feel like I'm the writer, I'm just the vessel that it comes through. So come September.
Wow.
Come September, everything will be all right. All my blessed days will turn into blessed nights. Come September, I'm sure I'll have the strength to fight. I'm sure my angels will come and make everything all right. But it's not like that now. I've fallen to the ground and I need a hand up. And if I'm looking forward, I'm not looking back. I'm keeping all my hopes up. Keeping all my hopes up, even with demons on my back. And if I'm walking forward, I'm not losing track. Keeping all my hopes up. Keeping all my hopes up till the light comes and I am free. Till I am free. Till I can see my life.
Bravo! That was amazing! So uplifting, amazing, so full of feelings, and Wow,
Thank you. I just
it's amazing.
every time I write a song, it's like, oh, that's my favorite song, and then I write another song. Oh, that's my favorite song. It's always, oh no, that's the favorite. That's the favorite.
Every new song, yeah.
Every new song is, oh no, that's my favorite. That's my favorite now.
Amazing. Okay, amazing. Anat, that was amazing. Thank you
so
for
much.
the gift. I even haven't thought before to ask it to you, but you just was ready. Really, really, really amazing song, and your voice is so calming, so relaxing also. Wow,
Oh,
thank you.
thank you. Oh, thank you so much, sweetie.
Thank you so much. And yeah, what is your favorite instrument which you use for your?
My favorite, I have to say that my favorite is actually cello. And my main instrument is piano, and that was always my favorite, always my favorite. And it got me through so much in life. And then I played professionally as a keyboard player and piano for singers and things like that. Then I taught myself how to play bass guitar. And when I played bass guitar, then I played in heavy rock bands, and my music was very aggressive and very angry. I was getting things out, getting it out, all that stuff that has to go. And I got it out. I got it out through playing this, heavy rock kind of music. And
I think we all need sometimes something like
it's what music is for, right? It's there to heal you. It's there for all the different reasons. And when people have angst and they don't know what to do with it, and they can put on some music that's aggressive, it's healing. It helps your heart just release all of that you're feeling, and so music heals. It doesn't matter what genre it is. So after then playing bass, I started learning cello, and because it was for some reason just the instrument that always called to me. Then I was playing bass and cello at the same time. So I was playing classical music, I was playing classical cello, and I was just ready to start going semi-professional. And I had an accident, a really bad accident. And
wow.
Yeah, I had to learn to walk again. I had to learn how to cook. I had to learn how to just focus on reading. Reading was difficult. It was a really bad head injury. I'm very, very lucky that I got out of it with just a head injury. That was luck.
When happened that?
That was 2008. 2008. It was a motorcycle accident, and that's the reason actually that I came to the Dominican Republic, was because I had so much pain all through my body living in Canada because it was so cold. So all my muscles would just seize and they were in tremendous pain. But when I was in warm weather, the pain would go away, and I wouldn't have to take, medication or anything for the pain. But I did visit Vancouver last January, and it didn't hurt. So I am so grateful. I'm just like, whoa. Oh, so I guess being in this country for so long, my body has released a lot of that. It really has released it. So I'll be great. I'm grateful for that, and I can get back to Canada. So then when I moved here, then I took piano back up again. I'm trying to get back onto the story of my instruments. Yeah, so then I got back on piano again because it was my main instrument. It was the one that was most familiar. And I didn't have to move my neck that much. I didn't have to move my body. I didn't have to carry a heavy bass. Cello, was too hard because I had to turn my neck so much. So I went back to piano. So living in this country now, up until COVID came, I made my living by singing, playing the piano in restaurants and bars in this country. So
because
I haven't worked since March. So I think that Canada, I know it won't be like it was until the pandemic is taken care of, but it's a little better in Canada, and there may be some opportunities to sing in places that are socially distanced and be able to perform again. So but still cello, it calls to me. It really does, and I hope that I've healed enough that I could try again. I'm like, oh, we'll see. There's so much I have going on in my life right now that there's no room for cello, but the plan is that one day there will be room for cello.
It's going to be for sure.
Yeah.
Are you self-taught, or did you study in any music school also?
For piano, I studied with teachers since I was the age of 3. I started at the age of 3. And then I went to university and was studying music there. And then I became, a rock star and left school and taught myself how to play bass. I didn't take any lessons for bass. I taught myself, which, if you have piano as your bass instrument, it is a lot easier to teach yourself other instruments. But having said that, I needed a teacher for cello because cello is a lot more intricate. There's tuning, there's learning the vibrato, there's you're learning different because I taught myself bass. I didn't teach myself the way other people would learn, because I'm like, I just want to play a note, and I just play a note how I want to play a note. But there's proper things to do with cello. So cello, I had a teacher, and she was lovely. Yeah.
That's really incredible. You did so much, really. A lot of. Because now actually my son started in music. I would prefer that they started earlier, but it's still quite young, 6 and 7 years old.
Good.
And I'm so happy about that.
Oh, that's so good. What are their instruments?
They started just basic. So the oldest are doing the battery is called
drums,
and but also, I don't know now in English, xylophone would be
xylophone. Okay, so drums and xylophone, percussion. Okay, cool.
That will be later because the teacher said that he have to learn the basics at the beginning. That's cool. I think that you really have really great program, but we will talk about it.
Thank you. Yeah.
And the second one started with okay, this I really don't know in English. Flute.
Okay.
And
flute.
Maybe flute. And maybe the
trombone.
Yeah.
Wow. Fabulous.
Him is a passion also the guitar, but we don't have nobody here, and with this situation also of COVID, we can't move too much. So for now, anyway, they are studying basics like rhythm and but I'm happy about this because
good. That's good.
I didn't have that opportunity, and really happy that they like it and they want to do it. So that is just
So
perfect.
wonderful. That's wonderful to hear. Really good.
I'm happy. Yeah.
Music is so music will help them in so many ways because it accelerates brain development and language and reading skills. It improves mathematical skills and then exams as well. Yeah, because music is very mathematical. Music is made of patterns, and I loved math when I was growing up. I was like, I love math, and all my friends, oh, I hate it. And I always did really good at it until I had that head injury. I was so good at math, and I was studying to be an accountant. That's how much I liked math, just because I loved it so much. I was studying to be an accountant. And then when I had my head injury, all my math got knocked out of my head. And so now I have to use a calculator for everything. It's crazy. But it's getting better. It's getting better. And I know that's because I've been doing music now for the past 8 years. I'm back, studying. But yeah, so it does great things for children. It's awesome. And that's kind of like with my program, why I like for children to start as young as possible, right? Around 3 is a great age to start because it develops all these things. It actually helps with learning emotions, social aspects, intellectually, motor skills. It readies them for school, and when they're little, it also helps them learn the sounds and meanings of words as well. So that's the whole point of getting them started so young. That's why I teach the preschool music. And a lot of people have different areas that they specialize in, and this just happens to be mine. I happen to do very well teaching little people, but I don't do that as much anymore. Like since the pandemic, I haven't taught my students. I was teaching here in the Dominican Republic. I was teaching over 300 children a week, every week. Yeah, big classes, and I would just go class to class to class to school to school to school and move all over every week. And then the pandemic hit, and so at that point, I was just starting to think about my program as a way to teach. Before that, I was thinking of how to teach teachers all over the world who are preschool teachers how to teach my program, because maybe they don't know music and maybe they want to have music in their program, but they don't know how to do it. So that was my plan. But then the pandemic hit and the preschools, they all closed. So then all these parents started moving into homeschooling. And so then it kind of went, whoop, okay, now I'm teaching homeschool parents. So now that's where it landed.
So I would like make this question. Tell us about your project, Anat Music Masterclass.
Yes. That's where it all came up. And so what I do is I have a program that I teach adults, and the adults teach the children. So now the adult who doesn't have any music background, they can still put music into their homeschool curriculum because I teach them, and then they just guide their child in the program. So they're actually learning together, which is really beautiful because it's a way to bond through music, and it's a special bond that nobody else is going to have with their child, because they're the ones that are teaching music and they're the ones that are inspiring their child, and you're learning together, and it's really quite beautiful. So you start off with just really simple stuff that just is, simple beats and simple melodies, and you go at your own pace, and by the time you finish the program, you know how to make your own rhythms, and you know how to make a full scale, you know how to sing the scale. And at that point, when they have all those basics, the child is then ready to move on to an instrument and just move right in without any problems, have all those basics, and that instrument will come so fast. And so then they've learned all these basics. When they go into that instrument, they're not getting overwhelmed and frustrated, because a lot of the time kids are like, I just want to play. I just want to play. I don't want to learn this stuff, right? So this way they've already learned all that stuff. All they got to do is sit down and play. They just get to play right away. So it works out so well. It really does.
I think that everybody who haven't ever learned music thinking this way, they just will take this instrument and they will start to learn. But before that, there are preparation.
Yeah. So I'm the preparation. That's what I do. I prepare them. And I like it. Like, I really do. I've always had a passion for teaching beginners. I don't know why. I just love beginners. I think it's because I'm patient and
Yeah, I wanted to say, I think you have a lot of patience.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. That's my passion, is just helping people get through the beginning, because once they get past the beginning, then they can soar, right? They can
You
do
can
anything.
see that they grow like a child. When
Yeah,
child is growing, grows so fast.
I know. I know.
And you can see that your babies also grow fast. And
Yes. Yes. And I see it. It's really neat how I get to see it as well, because when I'm teaching in preschools, and when I was teaching piano week to week, kids would have a growth spurt in a week, and they'd come into the class, and I'd be like, "Whoa, you grew this week!" It's just so cool to see. Yeah, I love it.
It's something unique. Yeah, absolutely. How it makes you feel that?
I find, like, just even teaching my teachers right now. Like right now, I'm teaching teachers here in the Dominican Republic, because I'm moving and I won't be able to do the classes anymore. I'm teaching them my program so that they can keep doing the program and my program doesn't die. And so it's when I see them doing a song, clapping a rhythm, because they have to send me videos of what they've done so that I can critique it and help them for the next class. And I get goosebumps, and sometimes I just feel like crying, because I'm so proud of them, because they worked so hard and they got it, and you can see the confidence in them, and that's what brings me pleasure, is when I can give somebody confidence in.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not only about music, it's also collaboration and relationships.
Yeah.
It's a gift you have.
Yeah. I am fortunate that I have this gift, and that I like it, and that I like helping beginners, right?
That's amazing. I would ask you, so let's go to the next question. How much benefits has music on children's growth, especially if they start in a preschool age? You just said something, but let's.
Yeah, if you're starting at preschool age, it's actually preparing you to be more successful in music. So yeah, I touched on it briefly about how it teaches skills for readiness for school. So it helps them intellectually, it helps their motor skills, it helps them socially and emotionally, which is really important when you're going to start, if you're doing public school and you have to be around other people. It helps get them learning the meanings of and sounds of words better. They read better, their mathematics are better. When they take exams, they have better memory skills. What else? Yeah, it does. It accelerates brain development. So just by working on that part of your brain with music, it fires things so much faster. So children learn faster. They get better practice at memorization. There's so many benefits to learning music to help a child. It's not just music. The music is helping you in other areas, right?
So, I mean, they haven't to be actually rock stars.
No, yeah. I mean,
or
there are
level, no, just is something like helping to develop a lot of areas and also self-confidence.
Self-confidence, and not to mention, like I know myself as I was a teenager who had a lot of emotional struggles, right? And music was my way of supporting myself in mental health. It relaxes you. It combats depression, and I mean it actually physically helps your body. So you can actually have less pain from using music. So you improve your blood flow, your body temperature will even change, your heart rate slows down, and then it enhances the function of your neural network. So that's all going to help with chemicals, so that if you're having emotional troubles, all of those things put together, the music will help release the dopamine, and it helps you with depression and emotions. I was so emotional growing up. I was such a troubled teen. And if I was having really hard, difficult time at school, I was a bad kid. I would leave school and I would go home and I would play my piano. Yeah, that's what I did. But it helped me. There was a time, I've had a few times in my life where my emotions, I've had chemical imbalance a few times in my life when I had to take care of it. And one time in particular, I remember I was having a really hard time, and I was constantly depressed, and I was constantly crying, and I was distraught. And I had to practice my cello. So I sat down at my cello and I was just crying away. And I got my cello set up and I was crying. And then, as soon as I started playing, I just, and the tears would stop, and I'd play and I'd play and I'd play. But then I had to turn the page. So I would pick up my bow and I turn the page and then start playing again. It was so instant. It was like, wow, this is really amazing.
Really works, and much more better than medicine.
It can be. I mean, and I'm not saying that it's a cure-all, because I know that I've had to go on antidepressants, and there's nothing, there's no stigma attached to that. But I do know that it has helped me when it's like situational depression, like you're going through a time, you've had a breakup, you've had loss of some kind, and you're really feeling it. Music will help you. Throw on some music, dance, sing.
I had actually that question, because we all know that the right music is relaxing and uplifting. But in your opinion, how it play the role in the healthcare? Not only who is playing, but also who is listening.
Yes, right. Like, and that's part of how I always feel is, I could play just for myself and be happy, and I love playing for myself. But I know that when I share music, it's that much more powerful, right? And I can help somebody out by singing my songs. right? And that's why it's so important for me to share my music.
And you feel that
I feel
it's
it.
working.
Yes.
It has therapy potential.
It's powerful. It really is. I mean, it induces powerful emotions. It is incredible. You know, it's healing. Music is so important. It is so healing, and that's also why it's so important for a child, because a child hasn't learned how to deal with their emotions yet. Like, they're still learning how to do that, right? Emotions are big when you're a kid. The smallest thing will just set you off, right? And music will help you with those emotions, right? So children, it's really important for them so that they can start regulating their own emotions, because it really does bring on beautiful feelings for them.
Yeah, I really hope that my child will be proceeding this way, this path.
Yeah. It
and,
sounds like it. That's really awesome. I'm really happy. That's good.
and they will get those benefits. But also, yes, from the beginning, I started to play songs, something in my potential, my potential.
Nice.
with my
Good.
and also in my language, my native language. And let's see if you want to explain us the, because I seen your video, short video, how you do this basic, how you learn these basics, the beats, and that was for me really interesting. Oh, I can't see the famous.
There's
Hello,
one.
surprise!
Hey, Poo Poo. Hey, the Puma. There she is. Hi.
They shown up. Yes, yeah. Have more visitors and
I have a few.
more public. Nice, I like it. Would you like explain us? I know the really I don't you don't have probably with you those blocks, colorful blocks, but
Yes. So these blocks, what I do is I take the longest block, and that is the longest note in music, right? And we just explain it that way. But then there's two blocks that are this make up that, so it's cut in half. So now we have a half note. Then we have four blocks. Those half notes are cut in half again, and that becomes quarters. And then those notes are cut into half again, and those become eighths. So you can see how it works out mathematically. We have a whole, then we have a half, then we have a quarter, then we have an eighth. And the children learn the names of the notes, but we don't count the notes 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1 and 2 and. We don't do it like that, because it's the thinking of the counting is much more difficult than just giving the note a sound. So normally, if we were to count 4 quarter notes if we were like a professional musician, our mind would be thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But for a small child, we don't need them to count to 4. We can just go ta, 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 ta. And then they're not thinking about the numbers and not thinking about anything like that. It's just this intuitive feeling of how a note sounds and feels. And with the blocks, when I'm using these blocks, they also get a visual. So they see that longest block, well, that's the longest note in music. And then they see those 4 quarter notes, and they can see it. They visually see it. Well, there's 4 of those. And it starts putting in the seed. They don't need to think about it, but oh yeah, there's 4 of those. There's 4 notes. There's 4 quarter notes. And they can see that that's the end of the bar. And they don't even realize that that's the end of a bar. They're learning a bar, but they don't realize they're learning the bar. It's coming in intuitively, and they see what it looks like, instead of just looking at a paper and going, this is how a quarter note looks, and we just draw it like this, right? I draw it for them as well, so they get it, it's there as well, so that once they've learned everything, they figured that out as well. But it's such a fabulous method that they grab on right away. I mean, I was teaching preschool music and teaching them the notes before, and I would, do it with cards, and we still do the ta, right? But they didn't have those blocks. But the moment those blocks, when I started using those in my program, it was amazing. It just made so much sense for them to be able to see the music.
See, because
awesome.
Wow, and I was, when I seen that, and it was 30 seconds, so 1 minute, I realized, wow, those colorful blocks.
Yeah,
I think everybody can really understand the basic in this way. It's so amazing program, it's so unique. It really is awesome. It was so fascinating.
Yeah, it was when somebody showed me this method, and I just the world changed.
Open your eyes. You are the wow.
This is so exciting. And it really is. They see it. They see the music.
Visionary. It's something like doing with eyes, with this sense of which is, coming everything together. No.
Yeah.
Also I don't know.
Yeah. And we move our body, we speak it, we move our body, we see it, and we also see the note on the chalkboard, and we also know what it's called. But those just become kind of incidental. They just become something you've learned through the years, and you don't really care that you've learned it.
Realize, yeah.
You don't get it that at the end, when you've learned all this stuff, you already know what it is, and it just comes like that. And like I said, they just go straight into an instrument, and they don't have any difficulties at all. They get to just play, not go through the basics.
I really wanted to invite everybody who even don't have passion, but it can born to follow Anat. She's really has a really unique program and method. So for who would like to know Anat amazing, wonderful, really unique program, Anat, can you explain where they can find you when people who would like to know this revolutionary method, in my opinion, for learning music, but not only music, but just healing up, in my opinion.
Actually, my website does have, my website has the preschool information, the preschool music information. It also has my medicine music on there. And from there, you can find me on, Instagram, Facebook, whatever platform you're on. I'm on Twitter as well, LinkedIn. So all of those are on my website. And my website is anatworld.com. So my name plus world.
I will put it on
and
the
you can write it in there. So that's where you can find me and link up to. I'm a lot more active on Instagram than all the other the other platforms. That's kind of where all the homeschool parents seem to be. So that's kind of where I hang out the most. So the majority of my information will be on Instagram. Yeah, you can find that through my website. Yeah,
that's wonderful. And because the last question, least but not last question, is because we are both members of the amazing educational online platform, full of like-minded people, helping and supporting each other with really amazing mentors, unique
Yes.
mentors. Have you know before to step in this educational path with on this platform of mentors, which we are part, which your online business will be based on, which your online business will be based?
Well, I actually I just had found out about or mentors the moment I started thinking about this program that I wanted to do. So it was a tiny seed, because I was late for a class one day, and I called ahead and I said it's going to be 10 minutes late. And when I showed up for the class, the teacher had started the class without me. She had the blocks all set up. She had the notes on the board. The children were clapping. And I was like, wow, she learned my program too. So that's when I thought, I wonder if I could teach all the teachers here how to do my program. Because the idea was that, yeah, I'm probably going to get back to Canada, right? So that's what I had, this little seed that started. And but of course it's all in Spanish, and I'm not confident enough to start a school in Spanish. But that was the seed. And then I saw an ad from my mentor. Oh, excuse me.
Show
I'll
up.
just pick that back. So then I saw an ad from my mentor in the school talking about how to do an online business. And I had just been in a car accident and I lost my car. I lost my job. It was an extra job because you have to work a million jobs in this country because you just don't get paid your worth. So I'd lost one of my jobs and I was looking at doing online work, but I didn't know what I wanted to do.
And how?
And how? Like, what do you do? Like, okay, I want to do online business. What does that mean? What do I do with this? So his ad came up and I went, oh, wow, is that ever a coincidence? I was just thinking of doing this.
You put out your wish and you had the answer.
Exactly. And then, so then his ad came up, and then right after his ad was an ad from Tony Robbins talking about how education is the fastest growing commodity online right now. And I went, oh, that idea I had for teaching my program of music online. Ding, ding, ding. And I went, wow. So then I went through the videos because I was like, okay, well, let's see what this school is all about. And I went through the videos and I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do. And from the beginning, like a lot of people, they don't, when they go into mentors, they don't actually have an idea of what their business will be. And mentors just helps guide you to what you want to do, right? And you figure it out and you work on it and you grow with it. I had the idea already. So I knew what I wanted to do, and I just used the platform to figure out how to do my program. So right away I started writing out my program of what it would look like for my school, and within 2 months I was filming for the school, and then with 6 months after that it went live. So within, let's see, November, I started in November 2019. December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So 7 months later, 7 months after joining this program with mentors, I had my business live and up and running. 7 months later. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, because wow, the word online business seems so scary. But in
Yeah,
reality, if you have support of community like that, I mean,
exactly.
don't take it wrong, community, right? People shouldn't take
Yeah,
it wrong, because it's not like living in community. It's community of people from all over the world online. Everybody do whatever they want, and but there are full of people that which just it's enough to ask
it is
and help.
unbelievable. Like the honestly, I mean, I know that you learn things through mentors, and you go through all your courses, and you learn things that way. But the biggest help that I got was in the community. That's the biggest help that I got.
And that was my question: how this community impact you and your work?
Huge. Like when I started doing this, I didn't even know how to do Zoom.
Yeah,
I didn't know
here we are.
Zoom. What is that? I didn't know how to do anything. And Stuart goes through everything and tells you how to set everything up, and guides you by your hand that way. And then after you've got things set up and everything's like moving towards what you want to do, then that's where the community comes in, because the whole idea with the community is learn, do, teach. You learn it, you do it for yourself, and then you teach somebody else how to do it, right? And it's a constant cycle of people helping each other. And I have learned more from the community than I can even tell you. And it is the only reason that I was able to put up this school, was because of the start of mentors, and then the community helping me with all the tech stuff, right? It's just amazing. It's amazing.
For me, there's only reason which give me so much support and I know courage doing also this.
Yes. Yes. Confidence.
And
Yes.
the confidence and finding my best path, best
Yeah.
idea, best know what I make it live. My
Yeah.
goals make life, and yeah, for that saying, whoever would like to just take a view, leave them. It's so
It's yeah, exactly.
love it. Our hosts and whoever would like, just check the links which I put down, and see if it's something for you. But like we say, you don't need know nothing. Just it's enough to be motivated and be able to follow the instruction
Yeah. Exactly.
step by step without
Yeah.
rush.
Yeah.
Everybody has. It's not a school. Everybody has proper time to do it,
Yeah.
and I mean, it's not it's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's for lifetime.
Exactly. Exactly. Like all of this stuff that I've learned, like it falls into so many parts of life, especially right now, because everything is digital. Like the whole world has
It's
gone
going
digital.
online. It's going on internet, especially with this situation of coronavirus.
Exactly. Yeah. So
And
now is the time to learn it. Now is the time. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to learn it. It's everything's changing.
and
It's crazy.
I'm so grateful to
Yeah. Me too. I
discover
really
this,
am.
and it's giving me so much power. No, power
Yeah.
of self-confidence,
Yeah.
self-esteem. So let's go to the conclusion. So we say that music is absolutely something which can heal us from depression, from bad situations, bad moments, or even just only listening whatever we like. I feel better with somebody else.
About SFM. Yeah, it's a way for us to get through life. It's a way for us to heal. It's a way for us to enjoy. It's a way for us to have vivid memories. It is a way for us to create neural pathways to help us psychologically and intellectually. It is not just music. Music is so
It's a tool.
grand.
It's just only a
It is.
tool
It
to
is.
reach our happiness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be happy to,
really.
in combination with all new possibilities to create a new life on this internet landscape. It's a perfect also help.
Yeah.
First of all, I would like so much to thank you to your time, really precious time, and your dog's time and patience to stay with me for this interview and show us this revolutionary, in my opinion, method to learn music. Kids, families, all families, whoever want, and want start from scratch, like an online business from scratch.
Yeah.
And that was a pleasure, big pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much. It was really wonderful. I really appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
Yeah.